Harrison Ford sat down with Jimmy Kimmel, expecting a lighthearted night, but what unfolded was anything but friendly. As tensions rose, the mood shifted from laughter to something far more intense. The atmosphere in the studio grew heavier with each passing moment as Kimmel pressed Ford with a series of increasingly pointed questions. The veteran actor initially brushed them off with his usual dry wit, but the irritation was visible in his eyes. Kimmel brought up Ford's past interviews and some controversial statements which clearly touched a nerve. Ford leaned forward in his seat, voice tightening as he fired back with a cutting response that left the audience gasping. What began as playful banter had turned into a verbal chess match. Ford was no longer smiling, his jaw clenched as he accused Kimmel of trying to bait him for ratings. The room went silent except for the growing tension between the two. Kimmel tried to defuse the situation with a joke, but Ford was done playing game. Standing up abruptly, he pointed at the host and delivered a stinging rebuke that had everyone in the studio stunned into silence. The cameras kept rolling as Ford stormed off the stage, his microphone still hot, catching a string of angry remarks under his breath as he disappeared behind the curtains, leaving Kimmel frozen in his seat. The audience didn't know how to react, some laughing nervously, others sitting in shocked silence, unsure if what they had just witnessed was real or some elaborate late-night stunt. Backstage crew scrambled trying to figure out if Ford would return, but it quickly became clear that the Indiana Jones legend had truly walked out for good that night. Social media exploded within minutes with clips of the confrontation spreading like wildfire. Fans and critics alike divided over whether Kimmel had gone too far or if Ford had simply overreacted. Of where people stood on the issue, one thing was certain: the fiery clash between Harrison Ford and Jimmy Kimmel had become one of the most talked about moments in late-night television history.